Hey guys, welcome back to another 6 Ages Gaming video. Once again, I am joined by Bree, and we have our first look, or I guess second look, depending on which order you watch these videos, of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Champions TCG. So, hopefully you watch the other one first, if I put these in the players list in the right order. But we're going to be talking through kind of some of our turns and the different things that we're doing. But at the time of recording this, and then hopefully when we're going to publish it, depending on what PlayFusion does, their database isn't live yet, so a lot of this might not make sense, but hopefully this gives you guys an idea of kind of how the actions go. So your deck is 38 cards, you have 4 blessings, 4 champions, and a 30-card deck. Shuffle your blessings, place them face down. I'm going to go first this game, and there's a deployment, or I guess I'll go first again. There's a deployment phase, which is what's unique about this. So we each take turn placing champions, which it's going to take you quite a few games to really understand this. So if you guys are playing for the first time, you do a lot of things wrong, you go, oh, I should have played this there. That is perfectly okay. There's a lot of things that you have to pick up and learn as you're going through the game. So I'm going to go first. I get to place 1 champion, so I'll place my warrior in my center right slot. And then Bree will get to place 2. Alright. Well, it's going to be awkward that our wizards are across from each other, but I have to put my wizard on the very far right side because of the spells that are in my deck, and then I'll play a Aspiring Deathbringer. Okay, and then I'll place my Chaos Champion, which is just the vanilla. Once all your champions are placed, you look at their life total modifiers, which is going to be the red circle. So you always start off with a base of 30, and then you kind of go across and see what they have. So these are +1, -1, so they equal out. +2 and -1, so I'm going to have +1 health, putting me up to 31.
I have +1, 0, +2, -1, so I'll have 2 additional at 32.
Perfect. And because I'm going first, I draw 4 cards, and Bree will draw 5. So much like our other video, it is action-based, so you get 2 actions a turn, and hopefully you guys can read this on the side. It looked like you can read it, but basically for every action you don't take, you will draw a card at the end of the turn, so you can pass and just draw 2 cards. I'm going to see what I have in my hand first. And shoot, I have to remember what each of these do, so units, okay. Alright, I'm going to start by placing a spell in this slot, which is going to meet his quest, so I'm going to rotate it. A very important thing to note, as wizards are channeling a spell, you cannot use actions over them. So he's basically can't do anything until this is removed. And for my other, I don't really have a lot of, that says play an ability. You know what? I'm just going to pass. Yep, I'll pass and draw 1 card. Then it goes back to Bree.
Okay. So, I am going to play this here. I played a Stormcast unit, so I get to rotate him. He does damage to my opponent based on this number, increased by 2 if it's disengaged. X this turn. I have 1 more action.
And this is another one of those moments where placement matters, because she knows that for this guy's first 2 quests, I have to play an ability. So it's basically 1 and or 2 turns where I can't play a unit in front of it. So it's threatening extra damage, and if I play a unit to reduce the damage I'm taking, I'm pretty much guaranteeing, well, I shouldn't say guaranteeing, but it's going to be a lot harder to complete his quest to get the blessing underneath him for the rest of the game. So that's kind of a bummer for me.
I will play this boy over here. He taps to deal damage, 0 this turn. However, this lane on your side cannot deploy units.
Alright. So I am going to... I'm going to play this here to kind of reduce the damage. So for each one of these corners, it says reduce damage received from highlighted enemies, which is going to be 1, 2, and 3, by 1. And after that, I will just do a Brutal Smash, deal 2 damage to your opponent with this guy, and because I dealt a damage, he will rotate. So you only have 3 cards in hand, so it's just the 2.
30.
And back to you. And I'm going to pretend I didn't forget to rotate this card.
So he'll rotate, and he'll do 1 because it's reduced.
Yep.
And he'll rotate and do nothing.
Yep.
Okay, 2 actions.
And I will say, I think to play it correctly, and I think from a deck building difficulty standpoint, Chaos is probably going to be one of the more difficult decks to build. And again, this is all these videos and content that we're making right now is kind of our day zero opinion, because there's so many cards that want to interact with one another and combo off, and it's not that apparent. There's only a few cards that happen in the campaign deck, but if you look at the rest of the spoilers, and hopefully you guys are getting booster boxes or the databases up to time, there's a lot of cards that really want to combo together. So it's very interesting to watch them all play off one another.
So I'm going to use an ability here called Triumphant Spanish. It removes a spell or unit. It has a secondary ability that's not going to trigger because there's not a guy here, but it would normally rotate a highlighted ally unit 1 step backwards.
So it's a great way to make your units last an extra turn and get an extra effect out of them.
And then for my second action, I will draw.
Okay, so I will rotate this. Still has a 1 for prevention. And my hand is kind of not the greatest, so I'm going to draw 2. 1, try to just draw 2. Draw 2.
Okay. So he will rotate, do nothing. He will rotate and do 1.
Yep, so go down 29.
And because I dealt damage, he will rotate.
Yep. An important thing to note too is for the damage icon, it is any player, so Chaos has a lot of self-damaging effects. I'm pretty sure they put one in the campaign deck. There was one in the events deck at least. So that is another way to trigger his condition.
I will play him over here. He does damage to your opponent. Increased by 2 if they have 20 or more health.
Yep.
And I'm going to do Heroic Act to rotate him forward.
Sure. So it's going to deal 1, and then you said plus 2 for the modifier, right?
So he'll do 2.
Or yep, 2 because of this. So 27.
And because I dealt damage, he will rotate.
Yep. Oof.
And that's all my actions.
It's going to rotate, so that's his final corner. So, it's 2 cards now. Shoot. Yep, that's not going to do what I want to do now. Removes a unit. Oh, this doesn't even say opponents. Ooh. Oh, wait. Yep, that just says units. Interesting. Yeah. I am reading this, right? As a center plays remove a highlighted unit. And I removes a unit. Remove a spell or unit from any player. Yeah, sweet. So I'm going to play Rejoice in Blood over here. When a highlighted ally removes a unit, draw that many cards. And then this guy, as a cost to come into play, I have to remove a highlighted unit, and then will deal 3 damage and gain 2 life. But this will remove this and trigger this effect to draw me 2 cards. And that will end my turn. Oh, sorry, and rotate this because I played a unit.
Okay. So
But I am going to take a bit of damage here.
he'll rotate. He'll do 4 because you no longer have your guy that reduces.
Yep.
This will rotate and do 4 because he's disengaged. And this will rotate into a blank corner and expire. And let's see what's happening. I'm going to use my 2 actions to draw 2.
Sure. So this will rotate, deal 3 to you, and I gain 2 to 21. And that rotates as well. I'm going to play an ability, deal 2 damage to your opponent. If it increases by 3 if the highlighted champion controls the spell, which you don't. But it will trigger his ability, so just 2 damage. Or trigger his quest, I should specify.
25.
And then I will play... this guy over here, complete his blessing. It has rend damage, so rend means it can't be reduced, and then this will deal 1 on enter. Chaos have this ability called Last Stand that whenever they're removed by either your opponent's or your opponent's effects or your own, they'll get whatever that is. So this guy says, on Last Stand, do 2 damage to your opponent. So if he goes onto this last corner, he could potentially do 5 in a turn. And back to you after that.
Alright. So these boys will rotate, blank corner, back to his original position.
Yep.
What are my options? Alright, so I'm going to play this boy. When he enters play, I have to discard a card from my hand. I'm going to discard Righteousness.
Yep.
Because I played a guy, he'll rotate. Right?
Yep.
I don't know the order that this happens in because I could potentially get 2 rotations.
For which ones?
I played a guy.
Yep.
And he removes a guy.
Is none of his next thing? Yeah, so you have to wait a turn for it to be on the 5.
Okay.
So you will get both from this one guy.
Alright, because it happened. Alright, that makes sense. But what if it did say, like...
You would get both. There is a card in, or at least that's how it was ruled at event, again. Waiting for the full CR and FAQs to be published, but that's how it was ruled at the event, because it's in the death deck that you can do a vampire that also removes and counts as 2 quests for the, whatever the blood champion wizard dude is. The male vampire in the campaign deck.
Neat. Alright, so... Then I'm going to... play this spell over here.
Sure.
It taps to do damage, and I gain that much health.
Sure.
And that's my actions.
Alright, rotate this. Smooth circle with blank. This goes to a missing corner, so that does nothing. And this one will also exhaust. I will play good old Demony Boys, back a pack of blood letters. It's late, I can't talk. Which is immediately going to trigger his blessing. 4 damage to your opponent and remove highlighted units. Nice, so it's going to remove these 3. But because it's just units, it'll just remove the Star Drake.
4 damage?
And then, yep, and then 4 damage on top of that. Outrageous carnage. And then 1 damage from this entering play. And then
19.
I will draw a card, because this last card in my hand doesn't do anything.
That would have hurt you a lot.
Yes, it would have. I was very lucky to hit that blessing.
Okay, my go?
Yep, back to you.
So this will rotate. Still an X. And I will use my 2 actions to draw.
Sure. So this will rotate. Deal 3 to you. It's going to rotate to deal 4 in total. So 1 more.
So it'll be at 15, and then his last stand's going to be an additional 2 next turn.
Only if they're forcefully removed. If they exhaust, it I believe it doesn't count.
Okay.
Let me look at my handy dandy. Oh, it is leave plays too.
Okay, so
These
it
effects
will.
trigger after a unit has been removed. They trigger from the limbo area after the unit leaves play, but before they go to the discard pile. Interesting. I don't think that came up during the event day.
Did it say removed?
Yeah, so I'm going to remove it anyways this turn. Actually, am I?
Because exhaust is different from remove.
Remove spell unit immediately play. The effects after a unit has been removed. They trigger from the limbo area after the unit leaves play. But okay, so it is removed. Never mind. I missed the period in there. So they do have to be removed by an effect.
Okay.
Or spell, sorry. There is spells that remove them, which is also relevant. But I can do it for this guy, because it just says a highlighted unit from left or right. I can't play him. So I am going to... I really want to get more quests done, but it's not looking too great for me. Alright, I'll play Insatiable Blood Reaver. It says remove a highlighted unit, and with the squares pointing this way, so I'm assuming it's either or. I'll choose to remove this one to deal 2 more damage to you.
13.
And then I will draw a card, because this still doesn't do anything. And then back to you. That's
Alright.
4.
You'll take 4, I'll gain 4.
17.
17.
Ooh, got equal now.
He rotates. This stays here, it'll exhaust next turn. And I will use my 2 actions to draw.
Alright. Increase, because he has an increase from this guy, this will deal 4 to you this turn, and I gain 2. And then this will deal an additional 1.
12.
And I will just pass and draw 2 cards.
Let me read these real quick. Okay, so this rotates, blank corner and exhausts.
Yep.
Yikes. I will play this spell, which will rotate him.
Yep. Ability and spell.
And I will use this ability to gain 1 health, increase this by 2. I don't have any units, so it's just gain 1 health.
Sure.
But it does activate his requirement.
Don't forget, can't do the abilities while channeling a spell.
You're right.
We actually caught it this time. So we took like an hour and a half to grab food between videos, but I know we missed it in the last video, but we can do it.
That's one of the things that just tripped me up really bad. Because it doesn't make logical sense.
Just gotta give him
Like,
channeling a spell.
Well, like, why can the warriors do it when they're
I don't
fucking...
know.
they're doing shit.
Because they're setting off people to fight for them. That's my reasoning. I don't know. So you still have 1 action though, so if you want to do something else or draw a card. Or a heroic act. Or actually your heroic act rotates guys, never mind.
I'm going to play this boy here. He reduces damage received by the highlighted enemies by 2 for this
Nice.
turn. And it's these 3 spots.
Nice.
And he's a Stormcast unit, so he will turn him.
Alright.
And that's it.
That guy is going to exhaust. This is going to turn to his final corner, which would deal 3 normally, but it's just 1 because she's reducing it.
To 11.
And then your guys, that's... I had a really good play this turn, and now I can't do it. Because he has an ability that if it's disengaged, so if this spot's empty, he can deal 1 more damage with abilities. But we're going to do it over here instead, because I want to rotate this guy. So Furious Strike, deal 1 damage to your opponent, increase this 1 by each disengaged champion, so it's going to deal 4 damage total. Of my disengaged champions.
So 4.
Yep.
I'm at 7.
And then I'm going to play a pack of Bloodletters, which is going to rotate this, but deal no damage.
Because he's on the spot.
Yep, for this turn. And I will pass.
And we got some rotation. Rotation.
Yep.
Do you know what would happen if I moved him from this slot while that's happening?
You can't switch unless they're disengaged, right?
I don't know.
Is it the tactical card?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's channeling, so you can't cast it. anyways.
Oh, true. That's probably why.
Well, with warriors you could though, but because it's any. So there's ability warriors, ability wizards, and ability any, and then as the names would suggest, it's who can play them.
Okay, let's see. I'll spend mine to draw. I don't really have a lot to do.
Alright, so this is going to rotate, deal no damage. This is going to come back to its original position, get discarded. You're not going to play a unit there anyways because it's a wizard, so this card doesn't do anything. Alright, so that one's to remove one and that one's to play a unit. I'm just trying to remember your symbols upside down. So it's the right corner from my perspective. So you're probably going to want to play a guy in that slot after you remove him. I have not played any abilities for that guy. This is like a really good card if it's... Alright, sure. So Charging Blood Crasher. So it takes 2 turns, but then it'll deal 2 damage, remove a highlighted unit, and then she can't use a champion's abilities for that turn. So it's might be good enough in disrupting. We'll see. My last card I hand doesn't really do anything, so we'll just draw off 1 card.
Okay. So you will take 4, I will gain 4.
Down to 15 for me.
Up to 11. He will rotate to a blank corner. Get exhausted. I keep messing up my deck. See, the trick to playing a unit is having...
I promise there's units in there somewhere.
Can't do any of my questies.
And again, sometimes it is just better to throw stuff at your opponent's face and try to hold off on the quest, but especially when we're at this kind of more mid-game period and just drawing a bunch of cards. Although I have 2 cards in my hand. You have what, 6? 5? 5.
5. Draw 2.
Alright. This is going to rotate, hit you for 1. It's going to rotate to nothing. And I am just going to draw 2 cards. Yep, I'm just going to draw 2 cards. And I have big ouchies coming next turn, potentially. Because this will hit for 3 because of his effect, and then this will be 6 in total, potentially.
You already did both your actions?
Yep. I just drew because my hand is, well, interesting.
Same.
Those pack of blood letters, let me tell you, doing 6 damage is pretty good.
Going to play this boy here. Does damage jump on it increase by 1 if the highlighted champion costs 7 or more? He does.
So it deals 2. So that'll take me down to 13.
And I will play this boy here. He does damage. Rotates.
Yep.
No damage this turn because of X. And that's my actions.
Alright, so this will deal 3 to you. This will deal 3 because he's getting +1 buff from my Bloodthirster. And then you cannot play abilities off that one. And then I will... I have to remove the card though. Sure. I'm going to play an Infernal Gateway over here. So it takes 2 turns. It can remove a unit from in front of it, and then I get to deploy a demon unit from my deck onto that spot.
That boy.
Yes, should be a way. But so this won't trigger for 2 turns. And the issue with playing your wizards across from one another is, well, she's not going to play units, so I'm not going to actually get off the other effect. The good news is that probably has a chance of resolving. And with my other action, I will just draw a card. So, oh, that would be nice. Alright, I'm taking a bunch of damage.
My go?
Yep.
So this boy is going to rotate and deal 2.
Yep, they go to 11.
This boy's going to rotate to deal 1.
Then down to 10.
So we will play Gift of Sigmar over here.
Yep. Ugh.
Gain 1 health, increased by 2 for each Stormcast unit.
Yep.
Which I have 1, so it'll be 3. Go up to 7. He will rotate. And then I will play a spell over here.
Yep. Ooh, big zappy boy.
And he will
rotate.
rotate.
Oh no. What is it? What blessing is it?
The
remove 1. Oh, it's going to draw you a bunch of cards next turn, or 2 turns.
It's going to draw me 1 card.
Oh, it's only Stormcast, right? Not any unit.
Yeah. If I survive 2 turns.
We shall see.
3 turns.
Some number of turns.
3 turns.
Well, let's see what this blessing is. So this is going to rotate back to its original position, get discarded. This is going to rotate to a blank spot and get discarded. And this rotates to X. I do have a unit to trigger this last one. It's the reduced damage boy, and the blessing is 2 damage to your opponent at the start of their turn. Sorry, start of your turn. So it'll be on my turn that it'll happen. And then for my last one, or my second one, I'm going to remove a unit and gain 1 health. So I need to stop a little bit of damage.
When a unit
Oh God, I forgot about that because it hasn't been relevant yet. All right, well I'm terrible. It's 3, right?
Yeah.
Read your opponent's cards, folks.
Okay, so this is gonna rotate.
I did myself a damage for no reason.
This is gonna deal 2. Well, 1 because it's reduced.
And that bolt is lethal. Oh boy.
What bolt? Oh, that boy.
Yeah, that's next turn potentially killing me. Yeah. This is also why you don't put your wizards across from one another, because shoot. Yeah, that's
I'll do Brutal Smash over here. So 2 damage to you.
Yep. Go to 5.
And this will rotate. And then for my second action I will draw.
Yep. So blessings go first, so our turn take 2.
5.
Rotate this to search my deck for a demon. I don't think it matters.
Do you have a demon? Failed 5.
Oh, this one's deck only, so they're usually deck or hand. Alright, nope. Failed to find, guys. I'm really doing a great job at showcasing this for you. Okay, I'm just dead then, right? This does nothing, this does nothing. Alright, draw 2 cards.
Beginning of turn 7.
Alright. So that was not the best showcase for this deck. There's usually a, where's the other card? Gift to Change is the one I usually like. You get to remove one of your guys and then search for another demon. So you can see where the campaign decks can be a great starting point. They really want to stress starting point, but this one in particular feels like it's split between the different effects. And I really wish I would have got the Rune Blade to deal just straight up damage instead. The removal was really nice, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to keep me in the game. But that was a misplay on my part, but I was actually just still dead, right? Because I was at 5. Yeah, so I was dead no matter what, even with the misplay, because that bolt hit me for approximately 1 billion. So make sure you read all of your opponent's text, and don't put your wizards across from one another. News at 11. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos. We got all 6 of them done in time somehow, and before Gen Con. If you're going to Gen Con, we will be there. We are organizing a Saturday night meetup to just kind of, for those that are founders, or if you're buying booster boxes, regardless, like, come hang out. We'll do some like deck building sessions. You can bring your campaign decks. Maybe you bought like, 5 boosters, what have you. We'll help you switch up the decks. And to really get all that information, we'll post in the Facebook group, which I will have a link down in the comments below for you guys. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again, Bree, for joining me with some testing of decks, and me bolting my face is basically what I did, right? For Magic terms, guys, I literally bolted myself. I really do love these decks, and I think this, again, between this and the Vampire, or excuse me, I should say the Death deck, it really does give you an idea how these need to be touched up a little bit for like proficiency and efficient standpoint. I think they can be a lot better, but that is another video or for another time. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next 6 Sages Gaming video. Have a good one.